Oh my Lord. Oh my God. Did y'all see last night's episode of Power Book 2 Ghosts? I'm telling you, man, they're gonna start making me like Tyreek. I'm starting to actually pull for him, man. But anyway, let's go. Let's get into it.
Comic Check Entertainment.
What's up, people? Welcome back to my show. Before we get into the full spoiler of Power Book 2 Episode 3, I want you to do a few things. If this is the first time you view my channel, please subscribe to this channel. I want you to subscribe because right now I'm heading for a goal of 1,300. I can only get there with your help. And plus, it only takes 1 second to subscribe. Not going to cost you 1 red cent. Just subscribe and support me, man, to help me reach my goal. I can only do that with your help. Also, I want you to hit the notification bell. Notification bell is going to let you know each and every time that I upload any material, any content. I definitely want y'all to be a part of that. I want you to get my content, get the notification bell. That way, each and every time I send something up, y'all can say, oh, there go my boy Danny. He sent something else up. Let me check him out. Also, I want you to give me a thumbs up. By giving me a thumbs up, that's telling me that you like my material, you like my content, and you are feeling what I'm saying. Also, last but not least, leave a comment. Any and every comment that you leave, I definitely read and give you feedback. That also gives me feedback, lets you know that you're digging what I'm doing. So do those 4 things for me, and I appreciate it. Now let's get into the show. This show, okay, at first I did not think I was gonna like this show because I was a Team Ghost. But man, when I see this right here, I'm seeing Tyreek walking down the street, kind of like how Ghost was walking on the street on the intro, man. It makes you say, okay, they're trying to give some respect back to Ghost. Get back to Jamie St. Patrick, let us know that we still feel him. And right here last year, we saw how Ghost was confronting Tyreek. Tyreek was thinking he knew everything and didn't really know anything, was just truly learning the game. But Tyreek has absorbed more information than we give him credit for from Ghost and from his environment, because right now he's doing some very Ghost-like things in this whole new endeavor of what he's doing in life after Ghost, trying to support his family, trying to keep his mom out of jail, trying to still support his sister and his grandmother, still trying to juggle stuff at this new school. I think it's called Stanford. He is right now in a very pickle, okay, because part of his problem is he has to carry his heavy workload, schoolwork, because he's in some kind of really fast-paced learning class at the school, and he must take on the workload of a up and coming basketball star named Zeke. And Zeke is a basketball star. For whatever reason, he's on probation, and he can't play basketball now. And it's up to Tyreek to get his grades up. But Tyreek was told by the person that's his benefactor um, that if he doesn't keep Zeke's grades up, that he will not only not be kicked out of school, but he won't get a scholarship and he won't get his money that Ghost has left him by Stern. Stern is kind of pulling the strings on Tariq a little bit too, because Stern's attended that school as well. So now Tariq got to take on his studies, also Zeke's studies, and try to be in the game selling dope and stuff to get money, raise money for his mom, because he hired some new hotshot lawyer named David McClain. David McClain is played by Method Man, and he basically told Tariq he got to give him $500,000 in liquid cash in order for him to take the job. So now Tariq is trying to get $500,000. He already got $50,000, but he's trying to get a connect because right now he can take over the drug trafficking and the drug trade at the school. And now he's trying to get in good graces with Monette. Monette is played by Mary J. Blige, and that's her daughter, Diana. And Tyreek is kind of feeling Diana, and I think Diana's feeling him. Now, the thing with Diana, and this is very dynamic, Diana is the daughter of Monette, and Monette, two sons is Kane and Drew. Now, Kane is built more for the job and for that lifestyle, kind of like a black version of Tommy. He loves all the excitement. He's kind of the enforcer. While Drew, the brother, I don't think he's really built for that. I think he's kind of, I'm not kind of, don't know who a character he is, but there's going to be a dynamic between the two of those, the two brothers, Drew and Kane. Kane is the enforcer. He gets the job done. I think he is married. I think he's Monette's favorite because she seems to lean on him to take care of the business and to make sure that things stay straight. But for whatever reason, Drew seems to be Monette's husband. Lorenzo seems to be Lorenzo's favorite. Now, in this particular episode, there's a problem with some of their people working for them, Lorenzo and Monette, another people they're using to sell their drugs. And Lorenzo, who seems to have all the cover she could want in a prison, told Monette to let Drew handle the problem because the people working for them seem to be broadcasting their business on Facebook, and they don't want that kind of heat. So instead of sending Lorenzo, so Lorenzo, instead of letting Kane handle it, he told to Monette to let Drew handle it. So it seems like he's favoring Drew because there's a part in the episode where I guess they get conjugal visits at this prison that Monette paid a visit to Lorenzo, and they had a conjugal visit, and he was telling her that he wants Drew to be more in that life and to take over the business whenever they retire because he thinks that Kane, his older son, is too unpredictable and too unstable. He doesn't want their daughter, Diana, to be a part of that life. He wants her to go to school, get out of that life, but Monette ain't trying to fear that because she wants to kind of run stuff her way. So there's some kind of difference between Monette, played by Mary J. Blige, and Lorenzo, played by Berto Colon. They kind of button heads a little bit. Now, Diana has a secret burner phone. They can seem to call the prison whenever they want to. So she gets a secret burner phone and she calls her dad, because I guess she's dad's little girl, to try to put pressure on Monet because she wants that lifestyle. She wants to go to school. She wants to play in the WNBA, but Monet ain't trying to hear that. So there's a little friction in there between the Monet and Lorenzo. Also, like I said earlier, there's friction between Kane and there's friction between Drew, the brothers, because it seems like Drew feels like he handles stuff a smarter way than Kane, but it's kind of like Tommy and Ghost a little bit. I think Drew maybe doesn't have the killer instinct like Kane, but he's still no slouch neither. I think they're going to play on that too. Now, if you remember this young lady here, Tamika Washington, she was Tasha's attorney at the first part of the season. She almost had a deal that would get Tasha off, but Tasha would have to reveal that it was Tyreek who actually shot Ghost, and she wasn't going to do that. So David McCain is mad at Tasha because the last time they went to court made him look foolish. So he made a mock court, and he had Tamika Washington give the cross-examination, and she totally destroys Tasha on the stand. In fact, they had a fake judge and also a fake jury, and all 12 members of the jury found Tasha guilty. So he's trying to prove to Tasha that she got to tell them the truth and trust them, because if you don't, she's going to go to prison. Now, David McClain's assistant and partner is a female. I can't think of her name. She wants to cut bait because she thinks Tasha's guilty and she don't want to waste her time, money, or effort. But David McClain, played by Method Man, smells that Cooper Sacks is dirty. And he's saying this is the time they need to double down, because if he can reveal that Cooper Sacks is dirty, then that's going to just make his name. Also, he asked Tamika to join his team, and he was able to kind of shake her a little bit, but she was able to kind of play it off. But he knows that Tamika knows something that's going to incriminate Sacks, so I think he's going to push that. Also, there's a part in the episode, the young lady here, her name is Lauren. She goes to the same school, Stanford, as Tariq. And she's trying to help Tariq, or at least it seems that she's trying to help Tariq. But Tariq seems to be challenged by the white professor, head professor at the school. He seems like he wants to try to embarrass Tariq, and Tariq tells him different aspects of how he feels about different books he has to read. And there's a part in the episode where she tells Tariq, "Don't you want to pass? Just tell him what you want to tell him." And there's a part where they're revealing grades, and she makes an A, and Tariq's get like I think it's an F, but he gets like a NC. I can't think what it stands for. And he thinks that teacher failed him, a professor failed him, but it actually wasn't the white professor. It was Professor Reynolds, Jabari Reynolds, who was one of three professors in that in this new class. I can't think of the name of it. Some kind of fast-paced class. They read a bunch of books and they got to write papers on it and discuss it, be able to discuss it. Now I think he's trying to secretly help Tariq because he knows Tariq is very smart and intelligent. But because Tariq changed it and listened to what Lauren told him to write, he didn't give him a passing grade. He said that Tariq should have stick to his guns because he wants to be challenged and he feels that that school is not made for black males, and so they got to be super better than their counterparts in the class. And he sees something in Tariq. He knows Tariq can do better. He told him that he wants him to speak his mind and use his mouthpiece to make change. So he's pushing Tariq, I think, in a good way. Now, also, I think Jabari Reynolds, I think he must be a sex addict or something. And I think also the other professor, Carrie, Professor Milligren, I think it seems like she's a sex addict too. Because there's an episode, I think last week, where she goes to like her sponsor, and it wasn't like an AA sponsor. She was telling her about her and Jabari just had sex, and they shouldn't be doing that. But in this episode, we see that Jabari is speaking to one of his undergraduate students in office, and apparently she read a book that Jabari wrote about Carrie and Professor Milligren, and she tells the professor that she wants to be that lady in his life. But he kind of resists her at first, but then when she walks away, he grabs her, and they have a very hot sex scene where Professor Milligren can hear them in her office, and she gets up and leave. So it's some kind of sexiness brewing between these two. They seem to be, both of them seem to be sex addicts. So we're going to see how that's played out. Also, Braden is a friend of Tariq, and he's a rich kid, and I guess he's bored now, but he was with Tariq at Choate's, if you remember that, back when the original Power. And he's here now at Stanford, and he's trying to help Tariq sell dope and pills and that kind of stuff. And so Tariq was able to finally get a meeting with Monette one-on-one and convince Monette to be his connect. So now Monette is going to be the connect for Tariq, and Tariq's going to sell dope at the school and make money to try and help his mom get out of prison. But what Tariq doesn't know is that Monique doesn't trust him, and she tells her husband, Lorenzo, and Lorenzo calls Tasha on the burner phone that they provided for Tasha and tells him that Tariq is now working for them, and if he doesn't do what they say, they are going to kill him. And that's pretty much how the show goes off. And Tasha now is just crying and shaking her head, don't know what to do. One of the things that we saw in the first episode was Effie. I don't know if you remember her, but Effie was at Choate's with Tariq, and she was the one that got Tariq kicked out of Choate because she said he was her competition and she needed the money more than he did. I think Effie is tied somewhere with possibly Lorenzo, I don't know, or somewhere in that family. or I'm thinking that Effie may be the daughter of Professor Reynolds, because he was on the phone talking. You could hear a voicemail. So I'm thinking that may be his daughter. Possible. Not certain. Just something I'm throwing out there. So Effie may be, like I said, and this is just guessing, Effie may be the daughter of Professor Reynolds, is what I'm thinking. I'm not certain. That this came to my mind today when I heard that. But get back to Braden. Braden is trying to befriend Tyreek and just move Tyreek into the house, because part of the condition that Monet set for Tyreek was that if she was to be his cadet, that he would have to leave Zeke alone. Could not live with him, because you don't want Zeke around that life, because Zeke has the ability and potential to go to the NFL, and that's what the NBA, and that's what he wants. That's what he's working for. Right now, he's on academic probation. There's another little smart guy giving him grief because he's supposed to play in the recent basketball game, but because he's still on probation, he can't. So that's kind of a little bit of a drama between him and other players on the court as well. So we're going to see what exactly Zeke does. He seems to not want to do any kind of homework, putting a lot of the pressure on Tyreek. All he does is play games, sleep around, really not doing what he's supposed to be doing. But now I think maybe since Tyreek has got his foot in the door with Monet, that maybe things will change around. Also, I think Tyreek and Diana's going to get together as well, or possibly Tyreek and Effie. Or there's been even rumors of Tyreek and Professor Milligan. So there's four possible love interests: Tyreek and Lauren. So Tyreek has a lot of potential love interests this season. So we have to wait and see. But like I said, they are making people that didn't like Tyreek like Tyreek. So the writing has changed. I'm actually starting to pull for Tyreek, but Tyreek has a lot of ghost in him. He's using his brain. He's trying to think 2 or 3 steps ahead. He's trying to help his mama. As much as he didn't like his dad, he sure has a lot of his dad's skill set. So I am very interested and curious to see what they're going to be doing, and I can't wait to see the follow-up. What they're going to follow up with, like I said, this book 2 of Ghosts. I'm ready to see what's it going to be like. So far, I'm pleased with it. I'm very pleased with it. I like the direction the story is going in. Sometimes it seems a little rushed, but right now, I'm happy with what I'm seeing, happy with everything that they're doing. So I just want to say that, again, please subscribe to my channel if this is the first time you're viewing my channel, because I can only get to my goals with your help and with your support. I'm trying to get to 1,300. I'm about 45 away, and I can only do that with your help. Also, please hit the notification bell, because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. I don't want you to miss any content. Also, give me a thumbs up. Your thumbs up help me with the YouTube algorithm, and it lets me know that you like what I'm doing. Also, please leave me a comment. Each and every comment that you leave, I read, and I try to always send back some kind of remark or response to your comments, because your comments are very important to me. Again, if you are not a fan of Ghost 2, or you haven't heard of Ghost or Power, please check it out. It's a very good show. It comes on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Stars, or you can click on YouTube and then usually find it uploaded on there. So thanks for supporting my channel. Appreciate it. Catch you next week.